So today I watched what was one of the funnier videos I've ever seen. And it was Mr. Skip Bayless reading off some cards. I'm not joking. Reading off cards and talk about Caitlin Clark. And just going from one criticism to the next, going at Caitlin Clark. Before we get on to it though, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 25.3k by the end of the day. And obviously, I'm not going to be showing any of the Skip Bayless video. Basically, the reason is again, currently I should be sorted by like Tuesday. Trying to sort out some copyright situation where, like, look, it's a situation where I know it's false, so I'll have it sorted. Like, I'm not worried. Like, if I have to go to a lawyer, I'll go to a lawyer. But like, I know I'll be fine. But yeah, so what Skip Bayless said. Skip Bayless, the title, I've lost a lot of respect for Caitlin Clark. So, what Skip Bayless has said is the reason why Caitlin Clark is passing the ball is that she's scared to shoot. And that the fact that she's scared to shoot means that means that she's automatically just a terrible player. It's like, one, she still like launches 5 logo threes a game. No one that's scared to shoot would do that. Albeit in the last couple of games, she is only shooting about 28%, I think, from 3. So it is what it is. She's going through a little bit of a slump. At the same time, though, 28% from 3 is still not that bad effective field goal percentage-wise, because you do get an extra point. So it's not the end of the world. If she comes out of the Olympic break and for the rest of the season is shooting Jewel Lloyd % from 3, then there's an issue. But like, for the minute, it's just a slump. It is what it is. But he also stated, saying that it was a problem that she looks to pass first instead of shoot. And this is the same Skip Bayless that is Magic Johnson's the second greatest player of all time. This is the same Skip Bayless that is Magic Johnson. Like, I know I want to call her, because she has the ability to shoot the ball, people are calling her the female Steve Nash, and because of the pace she plays at, the way she passes is almost Magic Johnson-esque. This is a guy who has Magic as the second greatest player of all time, who thinks Magic, by the way, is better than Curry, and is complaining about a player playing more like Magic than Curry. Like, you couldn't even write it. But then he's talking, basically being like, oh, she's leading the WNBA in assists, but actually she's a bad passer because of the turnovers. And I'm not going to lie, through the first 10 games, the turnovers were bad. Look, she had a near 1-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio through the first 10 games. It was bad. It was real bad. She was struggling with the pressure. She struggled. She really struggled. And even though the stats were good, like her stats in June or in May were good, I didn't think she was good in the month of May. I did not think she was good at all. She had a 30-point game, couple of high-scoring games. I did not think she was good. She was still figuring it out. In the month of July, she was robbed of Player of the Month. She averaged, 21, 7, and 12 or something? Like, we've never seen anything like it before. But talking about the fact that, oh, she's not actually a good passer, it's only because of turnovers. If you don't know that, if you subtracted turnovers in the month of July, and you might be saying, oh, it was a half a month, but like they're playing every third day. I think it was 6 games she played, even from the 30th of June, in the last 6 games. If you subtracted every one of Caitlin Clark's turnovers from her assists, she would have still led the league in assists in that month. That's how like generational she is as a passer. Look, she's already the best passer, unless you're talking about Ticha Pinachero, who still was probably not the passer that Caitlin Clark is, but not far off. Caitlin Clark we saw it when she was playing with All-Stars. Of her turnovers per game, like, outside of, at the start of the year, a lot of dumb turnovers, a lot of turnovers where she was getting blitzed and just lost live ball turnovers, gave up 2 points. There's maybe one of them a game. A turnover where a player is, if the ball goes through, is a guaranteed assist, is not a bad turnover. Because if it's a guaranteed assist, it's 2 free points. And you don't want, the better passer you are, or the better, like, the more you have the ball in your hand, the higher degree of difficulty passes that you have, the more you're going to turn the ball over. And Skip Bayless being like, he basically implied you can't be rookie of the year with that many turnovers. Do you know she actually has less turnovers than the first and second in MVP voting in the 2016-2017 season? She's averaging less turnovers a game than first and second in MVP voting that season. And by quite a bit. And her turnovers a game are going down. That's the funniest part about it. They're going down. Like, they're actually going down as the season's gone on. But you can see from this picture right here even, and I think this could be a case of why her shooting might be struggling a little bit. So you see the way she is right now, and I want to see if I can get a picture of her debut, of like one of her first games. So I think this is her first game. Look at how much skinnier she was. Like, again, it could just be the angle, but she is noticeably bulked up. And you can see it in the fact that she's now posting people up and going at them, using her strength. And the fact is, the shot's not falling. The shot will fall eventually. But she's become a much better downhill scorer. She's finishing better. She's going to the basket. She's taking more efficient shots. And her percentage at the basket is one of the highest for any guard in the WNBA. Her percentage from 2-point shots is becoming elite. It wasn't at the start of the year. She really struggled, but it's now becoming elite because she has that ability to finish. You have to respect her going downhill even more, and now you have to respect her passing. You can't overhelp on her. So a lot of the time, she's got this now. She's getting better at stopping. Her handle's getting better. The behind the back dribble that's just come into her game. We saw it against Dallas. She was literally like a 2K player that equipped a new animation, and she was breaking ankles with the behind the back. She snapped, was it not McBride. It wasn't Carlton. It was, I forgot her name. But she snapped the ankles in the step back going to the basket against Minnesota. And that play where she went like behind the back, dribble, behind the back. She burned someone, went crossover, behind the back, crossover, kick to Katie Lou, bang, against Dallas. And you're just looking at this game, you're like, it's just another level. And that's the funny thing is you can see Skip Bayless, like Skip not being on Fox, it's going to be on the Skip Bayless show. The Skip Bayless show is going to have to be his new way of doing what he's doing. So I don't see any major network really hiring him. But I think Skip, and he also doesn't need the money. But I do also think that Skip Bayless just doing a Skip Bayless and making his own show is probably going to stop the boredom. But and Skip Bayless, if you're looking for a debate partner that will match you energy-wise for a show, heck, there's one over in Ireland. There is someone that's a psychotic that will go equally toe-to-toe with you. Trust me on that one. But you can tell by him reading notes that he doesn't believe what he's saying. I don't think he's watching the games. I legitimately don't think he's watching games. All the comments are like, this is the new LeBron. This is the new LeBron. Say, in the same sentence as saying, she's not a very good shooter, saying you've lost respect for her not competing in the 3-point contest. Like, it is LeBron level jumping through hoops for slander. But look, Skip Bayless is what he is. Skip Bayless is what he is. Like, he has been a comedy act more so than a sports quote-unquote analyst for a long, long time. And look, that's the thing with these sports debate shows. What they say, no one should really put any weight in have any weight in what they say, because at the end of the day, what they say most of the time is complete nonsense.